Hey, coming at you from downtown Lead, South Dakota, for the first video in the series of the Contractor Charity Challenge, which is going to document the next 18 months building a contractor from scratch here in the Black Hills of South Dakota. I'm in competition with Peter Grubish, who is building out in Whitefish, Montana. What we're trying to simulate here is growing a contractor, and an existing contractor, obviously, not just from scratch. So we both have a $30,000 budget, and there's an added curveball, and that is we both have a contractor in Minnesota, Timberline Homes, that has 2 projects underway right now, new construction homes, and another 6 to be built, plus a design build remodel that is standing up from scratch. So there's a lot going on in this series. This is meant to show what I'm trying to showcase is how to overcome the most common challenges of growing a contractor, namely logistics and remote management, because you only have 24 hours in a day and you can only be at one place at a time. And so my hope is over the next 18 months is to show you how to duplicate yourself without giving up all your profit. So anyway, as I'm looking around here in the Black Hills, it's really interesting. It's growing really fast. But the real estate market is weird. Homes over $1 million are sitting on the market for 4, 5, 6 months. Meanwhile, under I'd say 800 grand, they're selling it under 60. So there's kind of a split in the market, and I attribute that obviously to interest rates. There's starting to be a lot of remodel. It's not that big yet. There's a lot of historical homes here, but so up here where I'm at in Lead and Deadwood, it's very much a tourist market, a retirement market. I mean, you have this major science center here in Lead that's working on things. I think they call them neutrinos. But anyway, so there's a lot of money moving up here in the mountains, or I should say up in the hills. But we're primarily going to work on Spearfish, which is probably one of the fastest growing towns in America. They have a number of new developments going in that are being supported with taxpayer money. And the incomes to buy into these properties is heavily regulated too. And what's so interesting there is, as I was touring some of those homes, they're absolute shitboxes. They make D.R. Horton look like a luxury builder, and they're getting $299 a foot, which is crazy because we could build those houses for probably about $160 a foot. But anyway, the ground is super expensive here. So the play starting today is I'm going to get our expansion. We're still using Timberline Homes from Minnesota as our brand, but I'm going to create 2 websites, one for Peter out in Whitefish, one for me here in Spearfish. And then once the brand is built, I'm going to come back here to the hills and start meeting aggressively with local realtors and architects. I'm looking for primarily a realtor partner who can help me find the right ground and design the right products that will move quickly. Ideally, this realtor is a bit of an investor themselves, because our number one play in Minnesota is for ideally it's a realtor investor, again, who subordinates a lot to us in we call it mass affluent. So these people aren't independently wealthy. They're high income earners, medium net worths. So they probably have kids 40 to 55, household income above 200 grand, that sort of thing. In Minnesota, those homes are 600 to 800K, probably the same, I'd say, here in Spearfish. In Whitefish, it's probably more 800 to $1 million. I really don't want to go over the $1 million mark. This is pretty cool. Yeah, those things are running around everywhere. But yeah, just across the nation, homes over 1.1 million, their sales are down 10% year over year. So yeah, the name of the game here as a home builder is to get that shit moved. And so my favorite trick is to have these projects pre-sold before we put a spade in the ground. But to do that, we need actual, a show home, product for the homeowners to see, touch, feel. And so my goal is to have a true spec. Being the first spade going in probably, I want to say October. That way we can get it ideally September, but no later than early October. That way we can get it framed out, weather tight, ready to finish in spring. So yeah, while now back to that realtor. Sorry, before we got distracted by the four-wheelers or the UTVs. So ideally this realtor owns a lot, and we get them to subordinate it to us, which means we control it, but they own it. And then we go and we design a floor plan, a site plan, 3D renderings, maybe a physical mock-up or a model, sorry, and then we sell the deal. Now, why would the realtor do that? Number one, we don't care what they end up selling that lot to us, so they make the spread between what they bought it for and what they sell it ultimately to the end buyer through us. They make a commission on selling the lot in the subordination to us. They make a commission as the exclusive listing agent, and more than likely they end up getting the commission on the buy side. So there's 4 different ways for them to make money on this, and that's why the realtors love it. Then when you add in some marketing that I call a trust tornado to target out-of-towners. So here in the hills, what we're going to end up doing is making content and pointing it via ads at mass affluent homeowners who skew conservative that live in the Denver metro area, because those are the primary, call them immigrants, here to the hills. They're getting pushed out by the wealthy liberal contingent. But anyway, so and so when the realtors see that, and they see how those same leads that will respond to the ads that we run, they may not buy a house from us, but they'll definitely buy a house from that realtor. And they may end up going the buy a shit box and fix it up route, in which case we get the referral back on the remodel. So that's pretty cool. It works out for everybody. That's why I love working with realtors. Now, if I was just a design build remodeler, realtors are probably not the best play. Interior designers, architects are going to be the better lead source, and so definitely going to mix them in. But anyway, so today this first trip was all about getting the licensing, figuring out what we were going to do here. I'll tell you, when interest rates drop, I will change my focus from Spearfish, which is more call it upper middle class families that live here permanently. I'm going to shift my focus from that mass affluent category of 700 to 900K homes, and go for those jumbo big boys, $1.5-2.5 million cabins way up here in like Deadwood and Central City and Lead, for obvious reasons. But the thing is, those properties really aren't moving because interest rates are so high. And generally speaking, the people that are buying those properties don't live here full time. Those are vacation homes or investments. So, but if interest rates drop, you'll see me do a hard pivot to come up here in the hills and also go up market in price tags of the houses. So again, what you're about to see happen. Number one, I got 6 to-be-builts ready to start construction in Minnesota. I need to get those sold. So I'm gonna document the process to how we get those pre-sold, and then when the websites are done, I'm going to very aggressively find a main realtor partner for the high-end market, a main realtor partner for the mass affluent market, and I want to find 2 or 3 interior designers to build a deep relationship with that already have a brand and already have their own sources of leads. That way they're not just a parasite off mine, which will be a net positive for us, to have a designer that's referring us business, not just designing our stuff. So anyway, pretty simple playbook. And where I think this is now, let's talk about the competition. It is a charity competition. So Peter and I have decided that 10% of profit from all 3 locations, Minnesota, South Dakota, and Montana, will go to charity. And whoever wins this competition gets to choose. My charity is going to be Mike Rowe's Works Foundation, because we need more tradespeople. Not sure what Peter's going to do, but it really doesn't matter, because we're going to whip his ass anyway. Now, Peter does have a distinct advantage in that he has a network already in Whitefish, Montana, and that's okay, because where we will kick his ass will be in the design, build, remodel segment of the business to create that cash flow. As a home builder, you need really 3 things. You need ground, you need a product in the form of design, and you need money to bring the 2 together. Well, 4 things plus marketing. I own the keys to the marketing. The product itself is self-evident. The realtors will dictate to us what we need to be building, and subsequently the designers will follow instructions. Peter, who's more of a home builder focused, I'm more of a whatever makes money kind of focus. But for Pete, his big bottleneck is going to be money. We do have money partners to sign for the construction loans, to help us secure the ground, etc. But what will end up happening for where I see this going in the competition strategically, I'm going to focus very, very heavily on the design, build, remodel to run up the score there, to put pressure on Pete to expand as fast as he can. But the thing is, his money source, it does have a finite balance sheet, and my thing is, I want to get him to shoot his wad early while interest rates are high, focusing on the mass affluent, so that we have an opportunity when interest rates come down in 6 months to pivot to the luxury segment, and then beat him on the new build side as well, just waiting for the right conditions. So that's my strategy here. Anyway, if you're ever in the Lead area, I have 2 main locations I've staked out to kind of be the office. The first is here at Lotus Up. It's a great coffee shop with a view of the big open mine here at here in Lead. The other place I like is the Casino Bar. The owner's name is Lumpy, cool dude. That's where all the trades in the area hang out. I've already found my initial local subcontractors. Specifically, what is needed here more than anything is excavation, because you know the mountains, excavation, concrete. You don't want to import anybody. You want locals that understand how to build local. But for everything else, I'll be importing the labor. Every realtor I talk to says, well, you'll be covered up in work. It's just a matter of getting the labor. And so, like anything, it's supply demand. So we'll be building into our bid probably a 25 to 30% premium on our subcontract labor to cover the cost of mobilization and per diem and housing, to bring in trades from we'll call it more depressed economies. Just shooting from the hip, probably thinking Southeast Missouri, anywhere that isn't Northwest Arkansas, Western Kentucky, Southern Illinois, Southern Indiana. I'll be fishing for labor there to bring up here. for call it a deployment. And what I'll end up doing is stacking 6 or 7 projects really tightly together, and then just bring up one trade at a time, run them for 3 months, pay them, send them home, bring in the next trade, etc. So that's how I'm going to solve the labor problem here. But anyway, again, the play here in the hills, Peter's is really investing into new construction. We're going to go hard into remodel and sort of take a wait and see approach to the interest rates before we build our first spec. Because once we build that first spec, we're committed to that product category. We won't be able to change our build to suit strategy. So I want to be strategically patient to see if there's an opening for us to go into the luxury end, because in the luxury segment, bigger contracts, fewer moving pieces, it's logistically and operationally easier. But if that doesn't materialize, and what I'm looking for is about a half a percent interest rate drop, if that doesn't come in the next 6 months, we'll ride with the mass affluent category and have to play a little bit of catch up with Peter. But again, our ace in the hole is going to be design, build, remodel. Peter's a dyed-in-the-wool home builder who doesn't really like remodel. That's okay. And I think that will end up being our edge. So we'll see what happens. On Peter's Instagram, you'll see him documenting his side of this challenge, and this will be an interesting project. But again, just know I have a $30,000 budget to build this territory here in Spearfish, South Dakota, or rather, I think what Peter and I are about to do. Let me back up. I'm trying to keep it under 30, but it's going to be unlimited, right? So we're going to track every dollar we spent to show this is realistic. Like I'm going to be using every resource I have available, but this is going to be a really good simulation of what it takes to expand from 1.5 million to 5 million to 8 to 15 as quick as you can. In the last charity competition, we did 0 to 1.5 million. And I'll tell you that 1.5 million that's the hardest money you'll ever do. And most people say, oh, your first million is the hardest. No, it's the first 1.5 million, because even at a million, you still don't have enough gross profit to compensate yourself for how hard you're fucking working, and hire an A player to take some shit off your plate. Can't really do that till 1.5 million. At 1.5 million, the owner should be making somewhere between 250, 300K. There's enough money in there to pay an A player 6 figures, and you take home a 1%er salary yourself. But yeah, so anyway, and you're going to see what's going to be really cool about this challenge is you're going to see the hires we make at what stage, and you'll also be able to track the dollars, so you can see like the straightest line from where you are now, on the tools with limited time to expand, to a company that runs on systems and employees independent of the owner. So that's really what I'm trying to showcase, and how to get there in 18 months. So anyway, guys, I will catch you guys later. I got some work to do, and we'll try and do about at least one of these a week, if not 2. All right, see ya.